Okay, this is case D 08392854D. Counsel, your appearances, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Brandon McCoy, on behalf of plaintiff who is present, bar number 10402, hearing unbundled.
Judge Franklin, Barnum 5804 here with the defendant.
Alright, so, Mr. McCoy. Your opposition was filed today? No.
No, Judge, that's my reply. We received the opposition early last week.
That was filed July 12th.
Right, it was mailed out to us. We got it the following week.
I don't believe you filed a reply today.
I filed a reply yesterday at 5 o'clock.
Okay. I don't know that my client, she didn't get a copy of that, if you have it actually.
I can give her this one.
And let's get to the issue of the minor children. Now, Sebastian's emancipated,
Yes, Judge.
correct?
Yes.
So it's just Trinity and Christian?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
All right. And the allegation is that the children just don't want to live with mom. I mean, I didn't see, were there some exhibits attached in your motion that showed that there was some kind of educational or emotional basis?
Judge, the emotional basis, the court ordered a child interview previously. And in the child interview previously, the kids indicated that they wanted to reside with the father. Despite that, your court, or your honor, indicated that the kids would stay with the current schedule. And Dad accepted that and has complied with the orders of the court. However, since that period of time, the kids have continued to say they want things to change. And as a result of it not...
Well, so he has the kids in counseling or therapy or what?
No, not at this time, Judge.
And so he's just taken the words of the two children that when they say they want to live with him at face value.
Well, not only what they say to him directly, but what was in the prior child interview. Their comments have remained consistent.
All right.
I don't think counseling would be a bad idea, Judge, but it would be in conjunction with some type of modification.
Mr. McCoy, are the children talking to your client saying that they want to live, telling her they want to live with the father?
Your Honor, with respect to whether they're telling her or what they're telling her, I don't know. I know that one of the things that has been an issue is that while they're with Dad, there aren't rules in place. He tends to have the funds to be able to go and do things. So the allegation is that he's manipulated them or he's told them through his actions. He's bought in vehicles for the older two children. I'm sure the younger children see that. They recently went to Disneyland, took them up to Utah. Mother's been in a situation financially that has been extremely difficult due to the fact that alimony wasn't paid.
I got it.
And it's the same issue over and over. She has stated that there was to be some counseling.
All right,
I don't know that that's in place.
So, but mom, what timeshare is she exercising with the children?
She has
And one weekend.
She has Sunday through Thursday and one weekend
Yeah, and
every
any,
month.
and any fifth weekend.
And how long has she been, and that visitation schedule is actually taking place?
Yes.
Are you having problems with the children at all?
I have some disrespect going on, but Your Honor, as Mr. McCoy stated, it's due to what they're seeing. They see father's attitude.
Okay,
towards
how long, but the kids aren't resistant to come with you, they
No.
stay at your house, they're fine when they're with you, they're not nagging.
Once they get home, yes, but
They're-
it's like when they come home at first, they're just not even the same kids. and it takes, you know, an adjustment every single time.
Okay, but
But
bottom
as-
line is, they're,
They're coming and spending time.
and they've
with
been
her.
doing that since, for how long? Have you been back to the Sunday through Thursday?
Since last July.
All right,
I got my home.
his statement in his motion was that it wasn't until September of 2015.
No, I moved into that home in July. I signed the lease. My lease went into effect July 31st.
Okay, so it wasn't until August that,
Well, August 1st, yes, moved in. And in the summertime, we have our visitation, you know, vacation wise. So I was not very strict on, you have to get here right now today.
so I had the kids interviewed.
And
Did
I'm
we-
not opposed
hold
to
it.
counseling.
Did we
Your
do
Honor, at
that?
all.
When we had that interview, was that just FMC?
Yeah.
And the problem is FMC is just gonna regurgitate what the kids say. And as you become aware, I'm not really all that concerned with what a 9-year-old and a 15-year-old tell me, because I believe parents make the decisions. I'm not gonna let a 15-year-old or a 9-year-old tell me what the custody is gonna be. They can offer their opinion, but if they don't give me some legitimate basis to support that decision, I'm not gonna put much weight on it.
And Your Honor, I know your policy regarding that, and I don't disagree with it at all. The point is this, Your Honor asked, are the kids going willingly? My client is telling them to go, despite them saying they don't want to. So there's something going on. We have no problem, and we would actually like to get somebody in there to give us some type of an idea of
Okay,
what is
well,
going on.
is your client, is he able to, I mean, I'm looking at, I don't wanna do a custody eval,
No.
and I don't think that's what you're requesting, but if we're gonna do an interview, we need to get a PhD involved to do the interview.
Your Honor, perhaps we could start with an FMT and see how it goes? Just to try to save money.
We've been there, and I don't, I mean, if we've got hesitancy with the kids, part of it, I think, is the fact that we've got this period of time when mom was unable to exercise her custody, okay? So we've got this period of time when the kids are living exclusively, or primarily and almost exclusively with dad, and that's only been restored it's been going back for a year now, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, we've got those issues, and then we've got the issues where the kids know that the parents are alienated against each other, they don't like each other, they don't trust each other, they, you know, they're not gonna get along. So, we've got those issues where the kids might be forming alliances or telling one parent what they want to hear, and FMC is just not going to get me anywhere. I don't even want to start with FMC.
Judge, I had suggested an FMT, family marriage therapist, before we go to a PhD. I would say maybe Ponzo or Donna Wilburn, perhaps, to start.
I'm not sure how much more a PhD is going to be to do the interviews, but I mean, that's,
Your Honor, my client's advised me that there is a PhD, Jamal Ali,
Who's no
Who's-
more family for.
who's covered under her insurance,
well, and
so
and
to alleviate any kind of additional
right,
expense.
and Dr. Ali, we've had, you know, his name's familiar to the court. He's provided services for kids before the court before. He's not on our provider list, but if insurance will cover him, I don't have a problem if he will do a child interview and give us some kind of a report. I don't have a problem with him doing that.
And Judge, Dr. Lee, I've dealt with Dr. Lee several times. I have no problem with Dr.
Right.
Lee. But he's not on the provider list.
Right.
The last time I had a case where Dr. Ali was formally on it, we asked if he would do a follow-up, and he said no. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he's
So,
going to.
so look, I mean, here's the deal. I mean, I think the kids need some family counseling. I think the parents more than the kids need some family counseling. If nothing else, at least I don't know, have I made them go take the parenting class at UNLV yet?
Well, that was there was co-parenting that was previously ordered, and that wasn't ever completed. The plaintiff tried to schedule and go, and defendant didn't or refused to, but that's one of the contempt issues that was filed.
So look, I mean,
But-
I think that's probably your best option, is to go to Dr. Ali and say, look, we're having this family dynamic, and see what you get from him. Otherwise, I mean, on my end, all I can do, I don't want to put an MFT in it. I don't want to put a social worker in it, because once again, I'm getting more of a therapeutic angle, and they're going to be more inclined to, I think, parrot what they're hearing from the kids with a little bit of filter. Whereas I think if I get a PhD or a PsyD involved, I'm going to get a more analytic approach to what the kids are saying, why they're saying it, and if there's some support to it. So, I mean, here's my list. I've got Mark Chambers. I've got Michelle Gravely. I've got Stephanie Holland. Gary Linkite. Bree Mullen and John Polini.
Well, and all of those obviously are people that have appeared in front of the court numerous times. What I would suggest is, let's start with Dr. Ali because of the medical insurance issue.
Right.
If Dr. Ali is unable or unwilling to do so,
Well,
counsel and I
I
can
mean,
pick.
here's the deal. Start with Dr. Ali, and hopefully your clients hear something from him that brings them together for the best interest of the children. I mean, if the children have legitimate concerns and reasons why they don't want to be at your house, obviously I'm going to be concerned about that. I don't know what those reasons or concerns would be, and I mean, I don't see anything really expressed here.
Not having fun, or it's not fun, that's not a reason.
Well, right.
Or
I mean,
she has rules in place. But again,
but I mean,
the doctor will.
you know
be
what
able
I'm
to
saying?
address
If we're getting something where the kids they're not getting the emotional support from mom, or they feel that, all they're hearing from mom is bad mouthing dad, whatever. I mean, hopefully they'll get something from that where the parents can come together and
Or
work out a
it's-
resolution.
that.
Judge-
Or it's dad,
All we
beating
would
them
say
with
is that
stuff
all we
against
would point to
mom.
is more of a circumstantial evidence, which is as soon as the two oldest emancipated children turned 18, they came and started residing with my client full time.
Okay. Children's brains aren't fully formed until they're about 24 or 25.
Agreed, Judge. Mine's probably not even there yet, so I have no problem.
And like I
with that.
say, I can't control anything that an 18-year-old does.
Right.
And I don't know what their motivations are, and it from my perspective, I don't care. Once they emancipate out, it's
Judge,
not my
all
responsibility.
Dad wants is to find out if everything's okay. If Dr. Ali
then-
can give him
then
assurance.
let's do
we're
that.
fine with that.
It's not going to, I don't want to make it an order of the court. The court's encouraging the parties to go take that therapeutic angle to start with. Both parents need to be involved and have access to the doctor to express their concerns, and let the doctor talk to the kids and put together some kind of a plan. And the plan might be that the kids need to spend more time with dad because they feel, restricted or something. They might get something from him they don't get from you. I mean, that's the key to making the family work. I mean, my kids, they get something from me, they get something from my mom. My wife, we got different personalities, we got different ways of going about things. So, they might be in an age or something where they need something more from dad. I don't know what they're going to tell me. I don't know what they're going to tell Dr. Ali, but I'm sure they're going to probably tell him something a little bit different than what they tell you or they tell you. So let's do that. Do you want me to set it for a status check, or do you want to?
I would ask for a 60-day status check, Judge.
Yeah, that's fine. The only other thing I was going to
6 months at least.
propose or suggest is that if for some reason Jamal,
Jamal.
if he's not taking new patients or clients, if we can discuss.
Well, if he's on the provider list, there'll be a referral, there's gonna be somebody else on the provider list.
Fair enough.
And we'll determine that.
Okay, fair enough.
September 27th, council, 2:30,
Madam Clerk, what day of the week is that?
Tuesday.
Now, and, Mr. McCoy, I think
Just
in
a
your,
status check.
in your opposition, there's, I mean,
Well,
we go from the kids in custody to a stunning amount, a string of financial issues.
And there's no schedule of arrears.
And I haven't had an opportunity to even look at Mr. Tody's reply, so I'm gonna defer on those matters at this point in time. There's current obligations, those obligations should be paid and should be met. Prepare a schedule of arrears. Make sure that the FDF, or I think I need a new FDF from your client. I think the last one I saw was from 2014. There's a new one?
Okay, there's a new one.
so if
What about last July?
If not, obviously, we'll update that. With respect to the ongoing payment, it was reduced based on his income, Your
Right.
Honor. Per his FDF, his income has gone from 3,000 to 6,000. Again, there's no backup to that, but we would ask that going forward, until we return at least the spousal support, it was supposed to be 3,000 a month. He hasn't paid that. He's been paying 1,000 roughly. We're asking that, at least in the interim, that be increased. We believe that he could pay at least 2,000 towards the alimony, and in the interim, we'll get the schedule of arrearages squared away, because the current amount with the DA's office is roughly 61,000, but that's also including some back child support.
Okay, look, well, here's what I'm gonna do on the financials. I'm gonna take like I say, I haven't had a chance to look at Mr. Tody's, reply. You're telling me you've got an updated FDF, and you have one from June 16th. It's all true and accurate, there's nothing that's omitted on there, you don't have any outside
Actually,
bank,
no,
there's no other bank accounts, you don't have
Oh,
any
no.
property, you don't
No.
have any interest in any businesses, everything's listed in that FDF, everything's there. And on your FDF, everything's complete, everything's
I
there.
don't have a job anymore now. School's out. I was lucky enough to get a summer school position, but that ended. So I have no.
So are you
other-
starting again this school year?
I have a reasonable assurance of that they'll need people, but it's never a full-time position. I can't be guaranteed that without going
Right,
back to
well,
school.
then file and you're still attending, you're still a full-time student, or?
No, Your
No,
Honor, I
she-
can't go back. We discussed this last time, and you gave him till July of last year to provide proof. That's actually the amount he was making, and he still hasn't provided it. You put him under affirmative obligation to provide me with paycheck stubs, and I haven't got one, all in 18 months.
It was also any other documentation to support his actual income, because it was,
Well, I mean,
it was a
the,
stated amount of
everything's
3,000.
in your pleadings.
Mhm.
All right, and your reply is complete, then I'll take those financial matters under advisement so I can look at your opposition again and look at his reply, and I'll make some orders on the financial requests.
So the, one other issue, Your Honor, we did request a behavioral order. We have reason to believe that things are being discussed, court issues with the children, and so we'd ask that be enforced.
I mean,
He's
there-
not following the current behavior order that's even in place.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, is there's one in place, so,
But
look, I mean,
the police keep telling me to come back to you and tell you that it's not being followed. There's nothing they can do.
so what are the violations?
He just shows up without warning my neighbor, and then causes, yelling, screaming in front of my house. My neighbors called the
Are there
police
police
on
reports
him.
attached to the?
Yes, there's incident numbers.
Well, there's not to the motion, or the opposition, excuse me, or the counter motion, but it sounds like there's event numbers.
That's all they could give me is an event number.
Because they didn't take a report. because nothing significant happened, right?
But it's a civil issue and I have to come back here. That's all they keep telling me. Or he
Again.
won't return them, you know, on time.
I mean, and is this in the opposition? I don't even remember seeing this. All I saw was financial, and I saw that you wanted to
Yeah,
hold him
there
in
was-
contempt.
No, there was the issue with
Right.
respect to
I'll review,
things being said to the
I'll
children.
review the pleadings. I'll take, all other matters under, advisement, and I'll review the pleadings. We'll see you back here in September.
Judge.
So, what was the
September 27th, council?
the time? Thank you. In the meantime, the current financial obligation will stay in place.
Yes.
$1,000.
Yep. I didn't have a
Yeah, you can give me a call.
Okay.
As far as the
yeah, all other orders will remain in full force and effect. Okay, good luck.
Okay, thanks. Okay, no problem, thanks.